Hi, John. How are you?
Doing good, Lauren.
Great.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, it's lovely to have you today. So thank you for having, giving me a bit of your time, really. And we'll go straight in with understanding a bit about AutoWares, and if you could just tell us who the company is, really.
Yeah, well, we're in an industry of automotive aftermarket, and in that, AutoWares is amongst the largest of the traditional warehouse distributors in the U.S. Our annual sales are 330 million and growing. We have over 200 company-owned stores. We operate in 5 states, kind of in the Great Lakes region of the U.S., in the Midwest. AutoWares is a progressive company, a fun place to work. We're family focused. And for our customers, I like to think AutoWares is a great company to be connected to. We're privately owned, always looking for growth opportunities. And our founder is very passionate about our industry, our business, and he's very involved. So it's a little bit about AutoWares.
That's really nice to hear, actually. I think that makes such a difference when the founder is still so highly involved. So that's nice. And your role, a bit about you and how long have you been at the company?
So I've been here about 15 years, coming up on 15. The last 4 or 5 years been in purchasing on the product management side. And there's no shortage of work in the area, well, really across the whole company. But in my area, we have and manage over 1,100 product lines. We carry about $140 million of inventory, 10 distribution centers. So I don't have direct responsibility for all the distribution centers, but it's the product that we distribute that does come through my team. And aside from the product and purchasing, I have some other responsibilities within the company, but I like to think of it like a role of team building, working across the departments for improvements. I work with the product team, sales team, marketing, we have some specialty companies, which would be like paint, performance, a battery company, a tool company. So we've got it's a pretty complex company in the way we're built and the divisions we have, but there's a lot of opportunities when we all work together. And so I like to find those opportunities and find the barriers and help break them down and look for ways to improve process improvements. And Enable is really a tool that will help our whole organization across many of those different teams. So fits right in with AutoWares.
Perfect. That's great to hear. And just before we kind of come on to your journey with Enable, so how were you managing kind of those? Well, you mentioned their complexities, but I imagine there was complex deals going on as well. Where was that kind of being managed, and what kind of ERP, for example, are you using?
Well, it's been a total challenge, and we really look forward to implementing, getting connected with the Enable and using your tool. But our current ERP was built in house many years ago, and we just evolve it to meet our needs. But we capture our deals by line in our ERP system, and it's a challenge to keep it current, to access it. There's no user manual per se, because we built it and evolve it as needed. But I guess with our steady growth, and we've got over 2,000 employees, turnover is a real thing, and then training becomes very, very important. So it's not only capturing the deals, but keeping everybody on the same page as far as how to access them and what we mean by the terminology. So, to have it, come up web-based in your tool, from what I've seen, is going to be a game changer.
Yeah. Well, hopefully it's going to help with that communication, like you said, really across teams. So that's really good. And How did you, I mean, I imagine you came across rebates in the sense that, you were kind of managing the overall what's going on with these deals, but was there any other way you were involved or?
Yeah, I mean, all the rebates come through my team, and we deal with where they need to go within the company. So it's important. I mean, it's like $13.5 million, and it grows every year. It's not insignificant in any way, but yeah, it's a challenge to know, are we receiving the right amount? Did we receive it on time? And then to accrue or forecast for, what you should receive and when, and take advantage of, tiered rebates if you hit a growth target, so we didn't have a good tool in place before other than just Excel, to try to stay on top of that stuff. So we did our best, but we knew it was an opportunity. It was just, we didn't know what was out there really, and we weren't seeking that out.
Yeah, that makes sense. And what kind of, I mean, you mentioned a bit in that, I guess, but any other problems you'd say that you've seen with managing complex deals like rebates?
I just, I go back to how many lines we have, and that as our company grows and our industry, I think our industry is, as it evolves, it's an industry in consolidation, and so the bigger distributors are going to continue to grow by acquisition, and then likewise a lot of our product lines, as we grow, we look for the partners that we can do the most volume with, where there's the most benefit financially. So that means we're constantly changing lines and then improving our deals. So which then increases the rebate dollars. So we really need a tool like Enable has to help us get our arms around this, because it's only going to grow. Aspect of our business.
Yeah, and I guess, I mean, there's only so many spreadsheets you can have. So
yeah.
Okay. And I think we were having a chat before this began as well, kind of, how you heard about Enable. But if you could just talk us through kind of, I know you weren't actually looking for a solution, that we kind of came to you, but just how you found, I guess, that experience.
Oh, it's been great. I want to tell you a little story. I get a lot of phone calls being in purchasing and VP purchasing. They seem to land here. And a lot of them, I don't have expectations that there's going to be any fit for what the person on the other end is calling with and what our needs are. And so I got a call from Harvey Walker at Enable, and he's got the UK accent, and that was intriguing. And he's telling me about the rebate software and asking a couple probing questions. And I'm thinking, those are good questions. We have a definite need for a tool like that, and that kind of relationship evolved over the course of a couple of weeks. He wasn't pushy, but it keep my interest and keep me digging and asking questions. And then that led to us being a partner with Enable, and I'm very excited for us to get to the implementation phase, and we're starting that right now. So in a matter of probably 2 months, we'll be up and running.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. And I mean, I was going to ask you kind of why you picked Enable next, but I guess you kind of answered it in that, really. It sounds like Harvey won you over.
He did. Yeah, he did. And really, your team has had great answers for every question. And then we've brought more and more of our team into the meetings with Enable. So it's gone well beyond the questions I would have and how your tool would fit within my team, but it's gone into AR and on our with our buyers and our leadership. I think there's going to be a benefit, across many departments.
Yeah. I mean, going on from that, really, I was going to ask how you found the Enable team, but it sounds like everything's been positive so far, really.
Yeah, I mean, the Enable team, I'd say, very professional. Communication has been awesome, and then you gotta see the demo, or several demos, but that's the game changer, and that's when you realize you gotta have it. If you're in an industry like ours, or maybe some of the other industries that have a lot of rebates and deals, that's really what it comes down to, I think. But that's where we're looking for the first biggest impact. With the tool.
Yeah, and there's nothing quite like a visual, really, of seeing it in front of you and seeing how that works. That makes total sense. That's the real seller. Okay, and then I mean, you've mentioned a few things as well, but how will Enable change how you handle rebates?
So I like to say, I guess you don't know what you don't know, and in this case, we have an idea of what we should be receiving on rebates, but we don't know that we're receiving everything we should be on time. So I'm confident that we will receive the rebates that we've earned on time once we're up and running, and with the web-based platform and being secure, this is going to be our go-to for our company for all of our deals. So it's I think it's good. Yeah, I know it's going to help us, and I can envision the ways it's going to help us. But I think it's going to go well beyond that. And until we really start using it, I think that's when it's going to, like, if you ask me this in 6 months, I think I'll be able to list off more than I can even think of right now.
In that case, I'm going to ask you in 6 months.
Yeah, I do.
Nice. Okay. And then before we go, just to end, it'd be nice to know what you like to do in your spare time in a more normal world now. But we're getting there, kind of.
Well, I guess family is first for me. I'm very fortunate to have a great one. We have an active house with 14-year-old triplets, and they're in high school and they're in sports, and we spend a lot of time shuttling them around. So that's, it's not really a choice, but it's just the stage we're in, but it's fun and exciting. And then personally, I'm an active person, and I like to compete in triathlons. I like cycling, open water swimming. In the winter, we have good winters in Michigan, so I snowboard, and the whole family skis. And then the ultimate for me is kiteboarding. And so this is a good time for us with the fall. The winds pick up, and there's plenty of lakes around here. So every chance I can, I get out for that.
Nice. And do the triplets follow in that? Are they quite active like their dad, or?
They're more and more. Yeah, I got a cross country competitor, and he's performing really well. It's fun to watch, and he's gotten into kiteboarding with me. It's great.
Okay. Yeah. That is great. Wow. Well, yeah, like I said before this call, John, you should be given a hero badge for you and your wife, actually.
My wife, yeah.
Great. Great. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak to me today anyway, and I'm excited to see where you guys go as well. So I look forward to catching up, really.
Awesome. Thanks, Lauren. We'll do that. Bye-bye.